Welcome to the Simply Incredible podcast. I am Daryl, aka the D, and with me is George Hebner
Back, buddy. What's happening?
and JP's not. Andre's not here.
Man,
Matt's not here. So just us.
where's Peasy tonight?
Peasy is on vacation.
Hated it. Batman was so much better.
Oh, that's right. He told us that.
Yeah.
He's at the beach, right?
Yeah, life's a beach.
Man.
I haven't really even talked to him much this week. Apparently he's been busy with the missus and the child, so therefore doesn't have time for us anymore.
Once a year, we let him get away with it.
Yeah.
Are you a beach fan? Do you like going to the beach?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't like sand.
Why?
I don't like 2 weeks later I still have sand coming out of me.
You like bikinis?
Well,
That's where they are. You know that, right?
They don't fit me very well.
You just got to have the right lighting.
I mean, it's all right, but I mean, like I'd rather do stuff around the beach as opposed to the actual beach itself.
Where do you go for vacation then?
I haven't actually taken a real vacation in a really long time because I was on dialysis so long.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But you're not anymore, right?
Yeah, and now I guess you build up a thing where you don't do something, so you still don't do it.
Yeah, right. You're a creature habit.
Yeah, I'm a creature.
If you could pick a place to go to for vacation right now on the spot, where would you want to go?
San Diego Comic-Con, but they won't have me.
Okay, where else?
A place where they would actually have me.
Like, would a con be a good
I would
vacation?
love to go to like Chicago, New York cons, but
Wizard World?
well, no, because they charge too much.
Oh, okay.
It's like $55 just to walk into the building.
Wow.
Yeah, it's too much.
Inflation.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to like we're talking about Heroes Con coming up. You can go in for 3 days for less than that.
Are you going to make Heroes Con this year?
Yep, I'll be there Friday and Saturday. Got a hotel room already booked.
And when is that? June 17th?
17th through the 19th.
It's always that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have missed the Heroes Con for a bunch of years because it happens to fall right on my big birthday month for my family. My son Connor is on the 17th, my dad is on the 18th, and then my daughter is on the 19th. So every year on that weekend, we have a huge blowout.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, and I've put a lot, into it, like getting the house ready and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I even had a chance to train with GSP, and it fell on that weekend, and I had to say no.
I remember when he was in, was it Maryland?
I think it was Maryland. I think that's the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I remember like a bunch of the guys went, and I was like,
Yep.
dang, I didn't get to go.
I was gonna go because I mean is one of my favorite ever, and I didn't.
Speaking of Wizard World, he's going to be at Wizard World Philadelphia. That is going to be a huge.
Who, GSP?
GSP, yeah.
Is he a comic fan?
I
guess he Captain America, so he's
yeah. He's
part
been
of
in
the-
that. I think he's been in other stuff as well.
yeah, he's done a bunch of low budget stuff. I think that was his biggest.
I mean, that's going to be a huge convention. But the thing of it is, you pay I don't even know how much it is for that particular one just to get in. But then on top of that, you have to pay autograph fees and all that stuff as well.
I'm not a real autograph collector. If they're going to charge me for
Yeah.
their name, I just don't see the need.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I want to get a photo. That'd be kind of cool, but they charge for that too, don't they?
Yeah, they charge for that too.
Yeah, it's not me.
Yeah. I to be honest with you, I think they might charge more for the photos on some of the people. Because you're right, they're actually like shaking their hand and touching them as opposed to here's a sheet of paper that I just signed.
I do understand it. I mean, a lot of them. That's the only income they got.
Mm-hmm.
Because the show's over and they're not getting people to call them back.
Especially a lot of the older actors and actresses and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
mostly.
Mhm. Like Batman and Robin. I've seen that at a few cons.
Oh, right.
At the last con,
Adam West and Burt Ward.
Burt Ward, yeah. At the last con, Tidewater Con, I saw, and I don't know why I didn't walk over and talk to him, was Jake the Snake Roberts.
How did he look?
He actually looked pretty good. We saw him at Miami in WrestleMania. It's been about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And he looks a lot better now than he did then.
Well, you knew about his personal struggles and
Yep.
his road back, where Diamond Dallas Page helped him with the DDP yoga system.
Yeah, he's been working with a bunch of ex wrestlers and gotten them.
Chris Jericho, I know he's a big believer.
Mhm.
He actually said.
And he's one of the guys that weren't into the drugs and stuff. But I mean, guys like Scott Hall.
Yeah, he was real bad.
He was real bad. I remember seeing a documentary where they said, well, at any time they were expecting him to die.
Isn't that funny to see how these guys were not just in shape, world class?
Yeah.
and literally they're falling apart on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Big lesson there, kids. Say no to drugs.
Nancy Reagan said it.
What was your
Just say no.
What was your thoughts on the Tidewater Comic Con?
Oh, I had a blast there.
Yeah.
And I heard a lot of people complain that it wasn't enough dealers there. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of artists there as well. There's a few things that I didn't like. They had some panels, but you never knew when they were. I mean, maybe they had a pamphlet somewhere that I didn't see.
But you didn't.
So I didn't see any of these things.
Do you remember what any of the panels were? Like
I
to tell
have no
us?
idea. Like I said, I still didn't see. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever gone to a panel because I was just like, what are they going to talk about? You know. But I'd love to see a list before. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they had a list of artists that were there. Jay Lee was there.
Oh, cool.
That's one I don't.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much had a crowd around him, so I never even got over there to talk to him.
I'm like that too. As much as I would love to, if there's a whole bunch of people, it's like, I got limited time.
Yeah, yeah. And
I want to see as much as I can.
There was another lady there that I met. You check out DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Her name is, and I know I'm gonna butcher her name, Sora Sung.
Okay.
Suhng is her last name. Sorah is her first name. Yeah, I did that backwards.
Yeah,
that
right,
just
right.
happened. But I saw her and I got a Harley Quinn print from her, and she seemed really, really sweet. Really
How much
nice girl.
did it cost?
The print, most prints at them are about $10 each, and
Yeah.
hers was $10.
Cool.
And I got one from Matt as well for $10, Matt Slay. So, but I was talking to her, and we kind of connected on Twitter, and hopefully at some point I can get her on the podcast.
Dude, too cool.
Yeah, she's going. I was talking to her. She said, "Well, it won't be until at least next month because she's hitting. I saw a list like New York, Toronto, somewhere in.
Well, this is
Arlington.
their busy
Yeah.
circuit, right?
Yeah. So she said, "We'll try to connect back then too." I was like, "That'd be awesome." So Skype an interview with her. That'd be great.
That's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
What was your highlights of the con?
Throwing away a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's always my big thing at cons. I mean, when you go to cons, is that something you're like, I save up and there it all goes.
I usually try to take a few $100s with me.
Yep.
I like to take and not feel like I'm having to pinch pennies if
Yep.
I'm in there where I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I like to take and see about what dealers might have something cool that I couldn't find even online without having to wait for it forever.
Yep. That's one thing I hate is there are comics out there that I wanted, but I don't want to buy them on eBay. Well, two reasons. One, it might get here a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
And second, you don't know condition.
Yeah, because they can say one thing, send you another, and
Yep.
then it's almost impossible to get any kind of reimbursement. I'm that way too.
Mm-hmm.
That's like buying a DVD player from a pawn store.
Yeah.
I was like, no. But what about commissions? Do you ever go and get them to do any commission stuff for you? Like,
Well,
I love
again,
doing that.
I'm doing it again. Sora Sung. I was going to get her to do something. She showed me a price list. I'm like, good talking to you.
How much?
Well, they had this one, and I just saw 150.
Oh,
I'm
damn,
like,
yeah.
good luck. But I mean, she had some. Like I said, I just saw that number, and I was like, I gotta go. But she had like other things as well. So I just saw the big number and had to leave.
What I'll normally do is I'll take and get like a theme that I want them to take and try to do for me, and I'll go and pick literally some of the cheaper artists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anybody famous, if they're going to charge like, $200 or something for something. Not that I wouldn't want to. I wanted to get Scotty Young one time, but I got there and it was Friday mid-morning and he already had his schedule already full.
Yeah. So now, Scotty Young, is all of his stuff like baby stuff?
No.
Because everything I've seen is that. So
He definitely has a very, very quirky, recognizable style.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that caught on recently, and I say recently in the last few years, has been like the Baby Marvel and Kitty Marvel and stuff like that.
'cause I see that a lot.
But
a lot of variant covers with that.
Go on DeviantArt or Google Images and put in, Scotty Young artwork, and he's done a lot of really neat stuff, like with Spider-Man and Deadpool as adults that are they're really interesting. He also did stuff like for The Wizard of Oz. And he's got a real cartoony and unique style. I mean, I love him. He's good. If you think all he does is the kiddie stuff, I can see why you wouldn't. But if you saw his other stuff, you would really dig it.
See, now my biggest thing is, like, most of the time I read the comics, I don't know who's doing the art and stuff like that. So for me, it's, when I see something I see over and over, I just kind of go, okay, this must be what they do.
Yeah.
And Scotty Young, I learned his name by seeing a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
I just kind of thought that was him. One thing I would love to get, though, is Amanda Connor. She does Harley Quinn. She does Super Zero. I would love to have one with the Simply Incredible podcast.
Yes.
And have like Harley and Super Zero kind of fighting over the microphone.
Oh, that's great.
I think that'd be cool. Or just have Harley, talking on the mic and have.
I think
above it-
Harley, because Super Zero is too new.
Well, see, to me, I love it. So I know other people wouldn't get it,
Right.
but for me,
That's what I'm thinking.
It'd be like for us, me and you, we know it, so we'd get it.
Or Harley Quinn with Catwoman or
Mhm.
something like that. That'd be kind of neat.
See, I mean, or maybe, like I say, maybe just Harley with like the microphone, the stand and like the old.
But they got to draw a
school-
picture of you too, and they're
No,
fighting
I
over.
would just like to have them, just her with the microphone, and above it, these Simply, and below it, Incredible Podcast.
Dude, that's
like her.
perfect. At Heroes Con, you ought to do that.
Mhm. I don't know if she's gonna be there though.
No, with anybody.
No, it's got to be the.
I'm telling you though, listen to me.
Mhm.
If you take and want to have like a Christmas effect, what you're gonna want to do, or what I did rather, is go to these unknown artists,
Mhm.
give them just some basic direction. I want this. Like one time I said, look, I do not care what hero you choose. I want you to do any superhero. The theme, I want it to be about something to do with concrete. I said, we have a concrete company, and I'd love some artwork on the wall that is just concrete themed. And I said, and I don't care what you do. Have fun with it. The only thing I'd ask you to do is make it family friendly, because it's going to be in a professional establishment. And my dad's a preacher.
There you go.
Yeah, so, and they were like, great. And I spent, like, I don't know, $15 to $20 on each one, something like that. And it was like a bunch of years ago. And then at the end of the day, I came back, I had my money, and I just went around and collected them all. And I got some of the coolest things
that's cool.
ever.
Mhm.
And I have them all, I even showed them to my dad. Like one of them was the Hulk, and the guy had drawn like this really cool, funny looking Hulk with a huge bowl of concrete, like a bowl of cereal. And it said, Hulk love concrete.
Oh, that's cool.
And they all
is
did
cool.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, that's exactly what I wanted.
That is awesome.
So, yeah, I'm going to do that again this year. And this year, I think when I go to, I'm going to try to take Connor to Heroes Con on that Friday. That'll be his birthday. And that way Saturday we can do the party. But this Friday,
That's a long day. Driving down, getting to the con, because I don't even know what time it opens on Friday.
Oh, I think it's like 10 or 11,
Oh,
and
really?
it closes at 6 or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Because I thought it was started like 3 or something in the afternoon. I didn't know.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think that it's pretty early. And if you get there early, you get a swag bag, too. Man, that's kind of cool. Which will be a bunch of junk that I'll hold on for you.
Yeah, it's like we couldn't get rid of this. Here, you want it?
Dude, right?
And the answer is, of course.
So Tidewater was good. Did you get anything from the vendors that you really dug?
Well, the one thing that I've been wanting for a long, long time, I've been looking for at con after con after con, was Detective Comics 880.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah.
finally got it.
Giggity.
Good condition?
Oh, it's in great condition. It's in mint condition. Well,
Fantastic.
it looks mint to me. But if for the people that don't know, it's kind of become an iconic cover. And it's only been out since like 2011. It's got the Joker's face on it, with like the bats look like it's flying out. So it's really, his face is made out of Batman bats.
I love it. I've seen that picture
And-
as a poster.
You see it as posters on iPhone, phone covers, and it's everywhere.
Hope the artist is getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Remember what Matt
Yeah,
said?
Matt says, hey, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Oh, wow.
If they got good people, they're getting paid a lot of money for it.
If they have...
If they don't, sorry.
China love your stuff for free. Hey, what are we doing this week? What is our theme?
This week, we're doing kind of a best of. Like best of movies, best of comics, best of TV, different genres.
Would you call this maybe like our award show?
Kind of our award show, yes.
So instead of the Razzies, would these be called the Dizzies?
The Dizzies. The Simply Incredible Dizzies. The Dizzy Awards.
Bow, 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 bow.
Except for one small problem, we have no awards.
We have no award. Yes, we do. We have a no prize.
Yeah, we got the no prize. Winners, be expecting those.
No
Yeah.
prize.
Yes, yes. Get to your mailbox. If there's nothing in it, you win.
Have we talked about that? You remember that as
Yeah,
a kid?
Yes, we. Because when you first mentioned it, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then the more you talk about it, I was like, oh, now I remember this.
I
Yes.
swear to you, I remember being a kid and wanting one of those. I was like, I can't believe they won't tell us what it is. What is it? Is it like a little statue or a coin or a photo? It's no prize, you dunce.
It was like the mystery crate before there were mystery crates.
That with nothing, and it says empty box of air.
An
Okay.
empty box of air. So there was something in it.
Yeah, there was O2.
Just breathe. This is air from somewhere else.
Okay, so this week what we're wanting to do is we're going to take a list of some of our favorite things in each genre of each part of pop culture. Like we have movies, TV, comics, and tunes.
And tunes.
Good to go?
Dude, yep.
Good. I tell you what, for the best. Da-da-da-dum.
You can't hear the drum roll, but
But they're there, and they'll be there on every announcement we make.
Wow.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. Let's start out with best movies.
Best movies.
Okay. What would be your choice? Best action movie of all time.
Now this is there's certain categories that is really difficult
Oh,
because
geez.
they're loaded.
I might even cheat and throw out 4 titles.
Like right off the bat, I came out with Die Hard.
Dude, I'm telling you, off the bat, that's one of the first things that's going to come to every single person who grew up in the 80s mind.
Also, best Christmas movie.
Best Christmas movie. Die Hard was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I loved every bit of that movie.
How many times did you see it in the movie theater?
I
I mean, pay full price and watch it.
once.
You cheapie.
Well, no, it was not that. I was so young. I mean, I couldn't like say, "Hey, Mom, you take me back to the movie again."
Oh, dude, I'm so old. I remember being I at least had my license.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddies would always go, "You want to go again? Yeah, let's go again,
Yeah.
man." Especially when we had the dollar movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dude, I'd have to agree with you. Out of all of my favorites, Die Hard, what I loved about it the best is it set that precedent for that breakneck speed of nonstop. You think he's just finished, and then he's falling off the building
Yeah.
again. And then he saves, and then the floor breaks.
I mean, like one of my favorite parts of that movie was when the policeman was down there, and you see him backing out. He's like, "No, no!" And he
yeah.
throws the body out. Welcome to the party.
Dude, one of my favorite parts was when he had to jump off the building.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he looks for that hose and he ties it around himself, and then he jumps. Ah! Now that's enough to be the big moment in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden it catches,
Yeah.
and then it starts to slip,
He goes slamming into the windows.
and he has to shoot the window out, and he goes, "Oh, thank God!" I was
complete with
gonna
bloody
fall.
feet going through there.
Which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think, "Oh, thank God," because the blast almost killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Then the fall, landing up against the building, and then that the wheel that it would wind up on almost fell, and then he breaks through the glass and didn't fall out.
Yep.
But the thing starts pulling him. Dude,
Yeah.
that was just.
That was awesome.
Do you remember how everybody used to always say about every movie that came out in the next 3 years? Speed, it's Die Hard on a bus.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember that.
Under Siege, it's Die Hard on a battle cruiser. You're like, shit, gosh, I get it.
I mean, is that the one, what you picked? Die Hard?
Yeah, I'd have to pick
Wow.
Die Hard.
I mean, because I also had Terminator up in there because I love me some Terminator.
All right, real quick.
Actually, I like Terminator 2 better than 1. That's just me.
Yeah, you could argue that. Let's do real quick. Do honorable mentions. Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you consider The Crow being action?
I'd almost
that'd be
consider that
drama.
horror.
Horror?
Yeah.
Because I know it does have action figures in horror, so
Yeah.
I didn't know which
That's the
direction
only
to go.
reason I would think it, because it's not really
Mhm.
gory or anything or scary.
Yeah. Well, he's throwing some moves on some people.
Yeah, he was.
Rapid fire.
Rapid Fire, I could put on that list. Now, what about more modern stuff?
Terminator 12.
Yeah.
Let me see. What more modern? You know, the first Expendables I actually did like.
Oh, that was good. What about John Wick?
That was great.
Or The Equalizer, Denzel?
I've still not seen that.
You've
I
gotta
remember
see
I remember the TV show,
Oh,
which
Love it.
people tell me it's really nothing like that, even though it's still kind of similar to that. The premise maybe.
they took the premise and they went with a new direction. I love John Wick. I love The Equalizer. I also love the Jason Bourne movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, love the Bourne movies. Well, let me rephrase that. I love the first one.
Yeah, but
The
the way
second
they cut,
and third one I liked, but I hated shaky cam.
I hate it. And that's like they brag on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul Greengrass, what a great director. His idea is to put you in the fight.
Yeah.
Usually that's because the choreographer sucks or the actor can't do the moves.
Yeah.
So shake the camera, they won't tell.
Yeah.
All right. That's a pretty good list. Let's move on. Best
Best actor?
No,
in
your time
action?
is up.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Best actor in a action movie. What would you think? You got to go with Bruce Willis.
Oh, because I was going to Arnold.
I'll be honest. I like.
You can put Stallone up in there too.
I like Mel Gibson for Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
You want to see crazy?
He plays nuts and action all in the same thing. You put him at Braveheart.
That honestly, out of every movie, like if you ask me my like top 3 movies of all time, I'm gonna say it's Braveheart, The Wizard of Oz. When I was a kid, that's like first time I ever
Same
felt.
thing is every year it comes on, I still watch it.
That's not
You know,
sad.
yeah,
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I mean, I love the beginning. I know we just went off topic here. Black and white, that first part.
Yeah.
And then they get
color.
the Oz and they put the color. It's like, oh, that is so good.
When I was a kid, that was the first time I ever really felt like I was experiencing something magic.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is awesome.
Do those flying monkeys scare you half senseless? Because they terrified me back in the day.
Dude, Jaws,
Mm-hmm.
Flying Monkeys, and Sleestack
Sleestack.
ruined
I
my
know
childhood.
a lot of people don't know Sleestack from back in the TV days. Now,
They're
know
the
it from-
reason that I became a fullback in football because I could run in the dark, bro. I was a fullback. I was like, nope, I can get there. I did a 440 and 220. I was quick. I turned off the lights, be in the bed before the room got dark.
So, I would put favorite action actors. I would put Bruce Lee in there.
Yeah, in fact, that's my third movie that I would have said: Braveheart, Wizard of Oz, and Enter the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that, but believe it or not, I like Rapid Fire better.
Better than Enter the Dragon.
I know it's blasphemy. I know. I love that movie.
You know, there's a price to pay for that.
Yeah, I'm probably getting banned from
Master
martial
Ken,
arts.
no, Master Ken, you're gonna have to be part of the groin target series.
Yes, I do know that.
If he grabs you, kick him in the balls. Chokes you again, we'll kick him in the balls, and then pose with tiger claws.
Love that movie.
Okay, hey, let's move it on. We got a lot on this list.
Yes. Comedy?
Best comedy. What's your favorite comedy, funny movie all time?
Dumb and Dumber.
Dude, mine was for years. When I saw it, I said, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
So many parts of that movie, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yours?
Mine is Step Brothers.
Oh, that is great.
That movie,
Just-
to this day.
I'm kind of afraid of drum sets after that.
John Bottle, play a Moby Dick for real. Dude, let me tell you something. I can quote that with my cousin Logan while we're at work, and it will still make me laugh.
See, I can do that. For Will Ferrell, I love Step Brothers, but I love Talladega Nights more.
I don't even.
And I'll tell you why. And you'll understand this.
Drive fast, turn left.
NASCAR.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I know that.
Yeah. Shake and bake.
You know what's funny? I absolutely became one of the biggest fans of all time of John C. Reilly. In fact, if you're going to ask me my favorite comedy actor, that's him.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
I think we talked about that a week or two ago. You was mentioning that, yeah.
But I did not like the way that their chemistry was in Talladega Nights.
Come on, that scene where they were talking on the phone
Didn't do it for me.
and the house was creaking.
Nope.
Hey, what's that?
Dude,
The house just up. Why am I still talking to you?
this is a house of learned doctors.
I mean, he hit it. I mean, he was like burying him in the front yard.
He goes,
And
what
his
are you
stepbrothers-
doing? I'm burying you. But I'm not dead. You will be.
That is so funny.
That movie is gold. That movie is
Jerry.
gold. Oh, dude, let me tell you. I love it. You have to call me Nighthawk.
So your favorite comedy actor is John C. Reilly. Mine is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is good.
I mean, Dumb and Dumber, I love that. I mean, he had a string of movies there that was great.
The only thing I don't like about Jim Carrey, same thing I don't like about Robin Williams. And I love both. Let me rephrase that. I like him, but the problem I have is if you've seen them do their shtick, it's the same shtick in every movie. Jim Carrey in The Mask is the same guy in Dumb and Dumber, and Me, Myself, and Irene,
Liar,
and Yes
Liar.
Man. Yeah. And they are funny, and it is a good shtick, but I've seen it.
I mean, Ace Ventura, love it.
Hated it.
Like a glove.
Hated it. Isn't that crazy? I know.
Goodness, wow.
I did not
I
like
mean,
it. I catch crap for
I'm
that all
gonna
the
pretend
time.
like I understand.
I catch grief for that all the time. All right, let's move on.
Sci-fi, or do you want to go horror first? Horrify.
Do horror first.
Horror.
You go first.
I'm going Sinister. That's more of a recent movie with Ethan Hawke. He plays a novelist, and they go into a house where I think someone was murdered in it. They're trying to solve a crime, and they say, he finds some reel-to-reel videos. Have you seen the movie?
No.
Oh,
Very
really
hard
good.
to get me to watch a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do not need additional stress in my life.
I think you would actually enjoy this movie.
I am the protector of my family. I do not need to be spiritually weakened by going, oh God, what was that?
Don't watch any reel-to-reel. You'll be fine.
Dude, right?
Like you could watch those.
I can't watch no snuff films either. No.
Is that stuff you put in your lip, like to snuff tobacco?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
No, the horror movie that scared me, even to this day, is Jaws. That messed me up.
So I'm gonna say your favorite or least favorite horror character is gonna be a
Bruce.
giant shark.
Yeah, Bruce the shark. I'll never forget my mom telling me, Troy, I don't want you going down. Mom, everyone's going. Troy, you're too young. Mom, it's on HBO. It's a brand new thing where they show movies at home. No, you can't go. Mom, everyone's doing it. Let me be cool, please. Troy, if you go down there and watch it, it'll mess you up for the rest of your life. But you can go. Do it. But you remember I told you this. I swear
to this
to
day,
you.
he still remembers it.
I think that it's part of the mom voodoo is why I still to this day get scared in the ocean. To this day.
And yet you just said you like going to the beach.
I love it.
Wait. You know what? I must say this. You said beach. You did not say the actual water.
I also said that's where the bikinis are. So I'll be laying out.
So Sharknado.
Love it.
I love those movies. To me, I'm putting that under one of my favorite sci-fi movies right there.
You got to, man. That's too
so
good.
Bad that they're awesome.
I love so many. You know what? That's going to be another topic for us. Our top 5 each, because it'll give us a lot to talk about. Sci-fi B movies.
Oh gosh.
Won't that be good?
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Sharktopus. I love me some Sharktopus.
Dogs of War. Dude, that's good. Love it. All right.
For me, that's my horror character, and I had to split it between Jason and Freddy.
You have to. Those are the
And,
classics.
I mean, you got to put Mike Myers in there too. Yeah, that was like the big 3 back in the day.
Yeah. Now, did you ever like the classics like Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman?
I love the Wolfman. Did you ever see that old transformation from person to wolf?
You talking about Lon Chaney, the Universal movies?
Old black and white.
To this day, I love it.
Yeah, was amazing what they did back then.
You have to think about it because they had to do it with the technology available. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid and seeing that and being blown away. I saw all the originals, the original Frankenstein.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was real important for me to be versed in the classics. I said, I need Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, without a doubt. And then the fringe stuff would be like The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, horrible movie. Horrible. But, all right, yeah. Now, what about next one, sci-fi?
Well, I'm going Star Wars.
Oh, dude.
I mean, I can't imagine that being any other category but sci-fi.
Dude, you know what? Out of
Unless
all
you
the
wanna put
Star
it in
Wars,
action as well.
which one would you choose out of that?
Now we've
4,
had
5, or
this
6?
discussion, and
You said Return of the Jedi, didn't you?
no, that was
Okay.
peasy.
That was peasy.
I said Star Wars.
And I said Empire.
I'm going to do it. A New Hope.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars to me.
Yeah. Mine was Empire, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
I mean, and like I said, I can't argue with that.
To be honest, to this day, that's one of the coolest things ever put on film. I might even have to expand my top 3 to a top 4 list. That's how big I think that is.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I had to go with a current one, my favorite sci-fi, I'm going to go with the Avengers.
Yeah.
I had wanted my whole life to see that kind of money and talent and technology brought in to a movie. And the last scene on it, the battle,
It was
Bless
so
me.
good he sneezed.
it was sneezy. Peasy made me sneezy. But I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I can watch that and still get in that moment.
Now, do you want to do comic book movies?
I just call it, to me, because they're always listed as sci-fi. That's why.
No,
I put
I
it
mean,
in
do you
there.
want, like, because your favorite comic book movie would that be your favorite one?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say it is, and I'll tell you why. That moment.
Marvel.
Well, that moment.
Fanboy.
Yeah, I am.
I'm just kidding.
But if my number 2 is definitely the Dark Knight with Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
That's unreal.
See, for me,
Good.
it's always been a tie: Batman and The Dark Knight.
You talking about Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton.
I like Batman Begins better than Batman.
Wow.
In fact, it was funny because I looked.
I mean, there were scenes in that movie I thought was absolutely amazing, but I don't know why I love the other one so much.
I'll be honest, when I watched it, I never thought that was my Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because at that age, I had my expectations locked. I'm so much more flexible now.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there's a few things that they can do, and I'm just not going to, outside of a couple of canon-breaking things, I'll be like, do whatever, man. Let's see what you got. Show me something cool.
Now, if I go Marvel, I'm still going Winter Soldier.
Dude, that's awesome.
I mean, I love that movie. Now, Civil War is really right on its heels.
Oh, yeah, I'd have to say all of those Avengers. And it's funny because it's Captain America Civil War, but it's really Marvel superhero
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was
An
really
Avengers movie.
Avengers Civil War. But I mean, I can't argue with hardly anything they did. I mean, I made a couple little things nitpicky on that movie, but man, I thought it was really good.
I'd say all three of those, you could put any one of those on, and I'd be a happy camper.
I mean, I still going to pass on Captain America, the first soldier.
Oh, you see, I loved it.
I mean, again, I'm not saying it was horrible, but it's not on the level of the other ones.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's not. Origin stories are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was a tough one, too, because it was a period piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great director, though. Great execution.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to work with what you
and
what you
Evans
got.
became Captain America.
Dude. All right. Now, let's move from movies into TV. It's funny, too, because we were talking about this. So much of our choices were like old, classics.
Like,
and I don't think we meant.
It's like now classics.
Yeah, but we weren't thinking, hey, let's do classic TVs. But that's just the best stuff, right? All right. What do you want to start with first with TV? What category?
You want to go with comedy?
Yep, we go. That's easy because we already said we agree on this
Yeah.
one.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I mean, that to me
The
is
show about nothing.
that to me is something that I watch almost daily on TBS. Now I've seen everything.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
And I'm still watching them and still loving them.
See, the reason people watch stuff like that over and over, when you already know with certainty that it's good stuff, it doesn't matter if you've already been through it. If it's good, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you see, I heard this explained to me like this. There's two of the top needs of human nature is certainty and uncertainty. And the reason you watch something that you've already seen that you like, you already know you like it, so there's your certainty, and you're counting on the fact that you'll forget, a bunch of the good stuff that'll re-surprise you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're like, that's good. All right, hey, while we're on Seinfeld, what's your favorite Seinfeld moment? Yeah, come on the fly, though, on the fly.
Man, it's going to end up being, what did I just see last?
Oh, wow.
Hello, la la la.
See that? No.
I don't know why it kept cracking when they kept doing it. Me and Jason, we do that all the time to each other. Every time we say hello, la la la. But I mean, there's so many.
The thing that I remember, and I don't know if this is because I'm a concrete man or not, but the thing that had me laugh until I was crying was when Kramer was trying to put concrete in that washing machine.
Oh, yeah. He was falling all over the place.
I have mixed so many bags of concrete in my life that I identified with that more than you'll ever know. And when he got that concrete dust in his eye, I died. I don't know.
Do you know they said that he wanted real bag, real weight, real everything, so it looked real.
Oh, you'd have to, because if you tried to fake that, it wouldn't come off right.
Oh, I mean, I was cracking up with that one.
That was hilarious.
What was the one? Oh, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Isn't that funny how if you go that route with anything, that's going to come up.
Yep.
Double dip a chip.
Yep.
Man hands.
Man hands.
Soup Nazi. Too many good things not to make that my favorite.
Favorite character in comedy? and I'm going straight back to that, is Kramer.
Oh, yeah.
I love some Kramer.
Yeah.
I mean, just him coming through a door is hilarious.
Him putting concrete in the washing
Yeah.
machine. I'd have to say that. There's a lot of honorable mentions. I mean, for TV comedies, I remember being a kid. My favorite thing to watch was Little Rascals.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, all of the gang was my
Alfalfa
favorite.
was hilarious.
Alfalfa was good.
Okay.
Dude, Buckwheat. I don't know any kids growing
That's what I meant. I meant buckwheat. Listen to me.
Oh, okay.
Alfalfa had the one group of hair stuck straight up.
Oh, dude, I loved it.
Now, I do want to mention one thing right here in comedy. I don't know if you heard this. Do you remember the TV show Alice?
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the
of course.
70s? You know the woman that played Vera?
Yeah.
She passed away. Apparently, they said around Christmas, but her family didn't want anyone to know, and they just let them find out this week. Just kind of put it out.
No kidding. Why did they not want them to know? Just for their privacy?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking privacy, and just wanted that time. So,
Wow.
so 6 months later, they.
How
they
did she
let the world know.
pass?
That I don't know. I just heard it today.
That's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I tell you what, isn't it funny how it's not funny. It's peculiar to me how many of our celebrities are dropping.
Yeah.
you
It was
know?
one thing I was thinking. Again, here we go off topic for just a couple seconds. I was thinking this past week in baseball. I love baseball.
Yeah.
Is how many people that I saw from beginning of their career to the end of their career now going into the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, I'm really getting old when you see that.
Let me tell you, it's I couldn't agree more because there's so many parts of things like that I see, like even in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when
Yep.
Hoist changed the world.
Yep.
And he just, he's not only been inducted, he's, had his last fight here with Ken Shamrock. Now, I never discount never because Hoist is a
Yeah.
fighter.
Yeah.
If he gets interested for enough, I could see him going like,
Yeah.
bring it.
Yeah.
If the money's right, he'll go.
And I've always said that about so many the athletes. I mean, look at Sugar Ray Leonard. He retired like 12 times.
Oh, dude. I remember him being on David Letterman, and David said, now tell me, you've retired and come back and retired. Is this it? Are you retired and done? And he looked at Dave and he goes, absolutely 100%. And
Yep.
then he looks at the camera and winks.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. Because everybody
That was
died.
gold, Jerry. Gold.
That was gold. All right. TV drama, go.
I'm going Dallas.
Dude.
That was, the Ewing family. Not the new one that they come out with a couple years ago.
How old were you when that came out, though?
It first come out in 70.
Because I was young when that was out.
Something like that. So I remember seeing it in about 80. That's when I really remember seeing it. I was 8 then. And I remember J.R. Ewing. And I remember he was a sleazy guy. I remember Who Shot J.R.
Oh, dude, I remember that. That whole summer, that's all anybody could,
that to me was, for me, the first cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, now, what made you want to watch it? Because it always came across to me like it was a nighttime soap opera.
Yeah. It came on at, I want to say, it might have been 10 o'clock. It was either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was at 10, I think, on
and
Friday.
And I think it was 2 shows, and I can't remember what came on before it.
Dude, are you serious? This is like Friday night, The Incredible Hulk, The Dukes of Hazzard, Dallas.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's probably why I watched it.
Dude,
And at some point, even at that age, you become invested in these characters.
Yeah, it's funny because I've never seen a full episode of The Old Dallas. Never.
Mhm. Oh, I loved it.
Same thing with Falcon Crest. I never watched that
Falcon
either.
Crest I never watched. Dynasty, never watched.
Never watched.
What else? I can't remember what else came out. But that show, it J.R. Ewing became an icon. And, to this day, if I think drama, I think he is the guy.
Dude.
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman.
And he passed away when they were making the new one, and that they kept doing it. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
You can't do it without him.
But you know what? I thought that it was kind of a neat thing because I did watch that a little bit and dug it. I loved the characters, the 2 brothers, whatever, going back and forth. And they had some decent writing, and, I thought that was all right. Drama for me is a tough one, though, man. I can't think of something right off the bat that I couldn't call action or horror or something.
Yeah.
One of my favorite dramas would probably have to be Breaking Bad, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so good.
That
So good.
And the thing is, it kills me. I waited so long to watch it. You guys just kept hammering. And so I got all the seasons, and I binged them all within like a month over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing about binging is that then you feel like you lost a friend.
They end. That's oh gosh, such a great show.
Oh, dude.
See, another one I thought about because I don't know why Breaking Bad just didn't fall in drama for me. I don't know why, but was House. Even though I don't even know that's.
I got into that for a while.
A comedy, but this doctor who's on Vicodin.
Yeah.
And can come up with solutions to this stuff. I don't know why. I loved it. Olivia Wilde, that might have helped.
Oh yeah, she's cute.
She's not ugly. She's not.
She's fun to look at.
Mm-hmm.
TV action.
This one was tough for me because I remember a bunch of shows back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you talked about Dukes of Hazzard. I considered that an action. Flying cars going every which way. Every episode's the same episode. They have a chase scene in every episode. But I went with Chuck. And some people think, well, that's more of a comedy.
But if it's got action, it's got action.
You got this guy who can just see things and it'll trigger a memory that, now he can do kung fu. Now he can fly an airplane.
Yeah. Or
a helicopter. And I think the second episode, he's flying a helicopter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, and I can see where people say that's not really action. But for me, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it fits the bill, but it's so hard because today everybody knows that if you're only a one-trick pony, like if the focus doesn't have the other elements, you lose it. In fact, I think DC is seeing that where they're making some changes with how they're taking the Dawn of Justice, or the Justice League movies.
Yeah, not Dawn of Justice. Is it Days of Tomorrow? What's the most recent one that's out?
Yeah, Dawn of Justice.
Is that
Batman versus Superman?
No. You're talking about movies now. I'm talking about the TV show.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh gosh, I can't remember. It's got the two guys from Prison Break. That's all I remember.
Oh, Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
Because I've got them all recorded, and I want to catch up on it because I've heard people say it's actually pretty good.
It is. Connor and I watched that one, and I was like 5 behind, so I had to get caught up. It was a really good finish to the season.
Nice.
Which, I mean, it just ended like this week. This and last night, we finished The Flash.
Yeah, because I say that and Arrow, they both ended this week.
Yep. The Arrow, I love, and I'm way behind on that. And I'll tell you this, I will not get behind on it next year because they tie in on Legends and Flash, and they drop some spoilers.
Yeah, you told me that.
And I was like, what?
This is one thing that, because Arrow started, a couple seasons before Flash?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, I have to watch Arrow up until when Flash started.
Yeah.
So that way, I'm not watching one that's really behind the other.
Yeah, yeah. Have you not watched Arrow?
I watched probably about 10 episodes.
Let me tell you, I think that when it comes to the martial arts and fight scenes with the choreography, Arrow is hands down one of the best things on TV.
Stephen Amell's really good.
He's great. So is, was it Kathy, the white
Kathy
canary?
Bates.
What's her last name?
I have no idea.
I
know you're talking about. I don't know what her name is.
But she's fantastic.
They should make something so we can look that stuff up.
Yeah, get a thing where you push it on the computer and you just look for stuff.
It's like Norman Bates.
Norman Bates. For me, for action, when I was a kid, the best action thing on TV, hands down, was the A-Team. Yep. Loved B.A. Baracus, Murdoch, Faceman. Now
the movie was terrible.
Oh, the movie was an abomination. It was like, I love you, Rampage, but no, Mr. T. You know who they should have got? Kimbo Slice. He looks like Mr. T.
He does. He really does.
Give him a fake faux hawk, He could have pulled it. But I'll tell you what, some of the other things I used to like back in the day, Kung Fu, the TV show.
Yeah.
Or Kung Fu movies, period. I on Saturday afternoon.
I loved Kung Fu movies back in the day.
I would not miss that. Saturday afternoon, I would play between wrestling and Kung Fu theater like for a couple hours, 2-3 hours, and then I'd shoot back inside. I was like, what are you doing? Kung Fu theater? I got to learn some moves, y'all. And I also liked in the 80s The Master, the ninja TV show.
I do not remember this one.
Really?
Really. Because in the 80s, I was watching so much comedy, like Alf. I love me some Alf.
Ron Van Cleef, who is known for being a tough guy instead of in some of Clint Eastwood's spaghetti westerns, played a Ronin, like a ninja, who was back in America after his ninja clan, had tried to do him in. And he was in America trying to find his daughter, who he had, lost touch with. And while he's looking for his daughter, the head ninja assassin from his clan is chasing him down. And he gets befriended by this young kid with a van, like an A-team van, and he becomes his student. So you've got student, teacher, and, the baggage. Good stuff.
That's very good. Now, which character were you talking about on Arrow? Because I'm looking at the list of characters. Did you say her name was Katie?
Kathy, I think.
Kathy? Now, is that the character's name? Or
No, that's the actress's name.
Because I have a Katie Cassidy that plays Black Canary. We have a Katie Lotz that plays Sarah Lance.
Yeah, Sarah.
Okay. I don't know these people.
Yeah, Sarah Lance.
I remember Stephen Amell.
She's in Legends of Tomorrow, too.
What was his sister's name?
He calls her Speedy, but man, I can't believe it. Put me on the spot. I can't remember.
Was it Thea Queen?
Yeah, Thea.
Okay,
Thea.
Willa Holland.
Let me tell you, the first episode I did not find her that attractive, or the second, or first season. Then she got this haircut like in the second or third season, and she was beyond cute. And I was like, wow, what a difference a cut can make.
Josh loves Felicity Smoke.
Dude, I do too. Felicity is crazy cool. In fact, we went from action. We're kind of in the sci-fi world.
Sci-fi, yeah.
Who would you call on your number one?
Now, this one was also tough for me. I went to one that only had, and I believe only one season. That was Firefly.
Oh, dude. I cannot believe I didn't even think of that one. That is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Not just TV or sci-fi. That's one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah. And
that is awesome.
I've actually heard them talking that they may either make another movie or maybe go
Really?
back to it.
Well, now that Castle got canceled, maybe he can.
Yeah.
That's too good.
And Adam Baldwin, he's got nothing to do. He can go back and play Jane Cobb.
Dude, love it. You know what I love? I loved in that thing where they took and didn't know how to be handled by the studio. The studio mishandled them beyond terrible, and that's why it didn't last. They just couldn't find a home. They did it out of order. They were making demands on the creative team. And still they lobby and work toward and win and get the ability to make a movie to tie it up. Because all the loose ends. The final scene of that movie, Serenity, was that was the most satisfying endings. I mean, that's up there with my Breaking Bad ending. I loved how that ended. Yeah. I'll tell you what else, if I had to give best endings to, Spartacus Season 1.
You keep talking about the Spartacus. I don't know.
You still haven't watched it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Incredible. Sci-fi.
Josh seemed like he liked it from Season 2 on because it was a different Spartacus then, wasn't it?
Season 1. In fact, I think if you watch Season 1 and just let it go, good to go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. But sci-fi, I'm going to have to give honorable mention because it is my favorite right now. I love The Flash. Me and Connor love that. That and Legends of Tomorrow. Both of those are can't-miss TV.
Yeah, I
for
saw the
us.
first, I think, 2 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow. And all I'm thinking the whole time was like, are they going to break out of another prison?
Right.
I was like, I'm glad they found another job. Good for them.
They play so much stuff tongue-in-cheek that you'd be like, I don't know, man. That's a little too... They're a little over-the-top cheeseball with some of their delivery, especially those characters. But now, I kind of get that they're doing it tongue-in-cheek, and it's funny. It's like, okay, I gotcha.
Now is, what's his name? Freeze. What's his name?
Is it Dominic Purcell?
I think he's the other guy.
I don't know.
But, I mean, is he playing the same character that he played on, like, Arrow and stuff?
Oh, yeah. All of those worlds are tied in.
Okay.
In fact, did you hear the big announcement about that world? They're expanding it again. The CW purchased Supergirl.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Because I was getting real sad if that was going to leave. Because I really enjoyed that first season.
Connor said the same thing. He was like, you got to see it, Dad. Hey, do you have DirecTV?
No, I have Chantel.
Oh, yeah, cable.
So they took AMC from us.
Dude, I'm telling you, that'd be enough for me to be like, I'm dropping my subscription
Yeah.
if I couldn't watch The Walking Dead.
Well, I can watch it. Just gonna be the next day. So it's just like recording, just watching it online the next day.
Oh, I got you.
It's not the same, but still.
It's not the same. You miss your moment.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then the whole day I'm like, okay, maybe no one will say anything.
All right. Comic books. Next pop.
By the way, sci-fi. We could put The Walking Dead in there, couldn't we?
Dude, you know what? That has so many variables. You
Yeah.
could.
Because you could put action in that.
Yeah.
Really
Drama.
really not comedy, but about everything else.
Not comedy. In fact, that's the one where they do not play that card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put that in there. That's.
Well, actually, the one guy. What was that guy's name? That was.
Is that your favorite
Eugene.
show?
You could almost put him as comic relief.
And
Well, up into toward
what's the redheaded guy's name?
Dang. He looks like Sheamus from the WWE.
Yeah.
I know you're talking. Why can I not think of his?
I can't
character's
either, and
name?
I'm embarrassed.
Oh my goodness.
He has some great one-liners.
Yeah.
But that one right there, I'd have to put on my top list.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to comic books.
Comic books.
Let's start with kids comics.
I'm going kind of old school with. We had DuckTales,
Yeah.
which I loved, and then you had what was that? What was it called? Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
Well, like Scrooge McDuck or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
Where he had the vault full of money, and sometimes he'd swim around in there.
Is that the coolest thing ever?
Yeah.
Whenever they would show his vault,
Yeah.
like he'd be in a canoe
Yeah.
and paddling through rivers of gold, you know, coins.
Gold coins and silver coins. They're everywhere.
And it's like this cavern that goes on
Mhm.
from here to the Amazon, right?
Yeah.
You're like, what the heck? I love that.
That was always so much fun. But I was also thinking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well, because that was, and when I was younger, it felt like kid to me.
Oh, did
But
it?
as
Okay.
you gotten older, I don't feel it that way now.
No. I think as a kid, I started reading comic books when I was a kid because my parents were from Vermont. And when we moved down here, my parents were still relatively young. I mean, I'm twice the age they were when we moved down here. So they were always driving back to Vermont like it was no big deal, like every couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, in order to keep me, occupied and shut up in the back seat, would literally go to this guy who had comics and buy me a stack of them.
That's a long drive.
Dude, 13 hours.
Day.
But you know what? Oh, I love my mother. She's the one. She did. She took and got me comic books. And my first set of comic books, I think she got me like literally a stack of like 30 to 40 comics.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm just a kid going through all of them. And I had Richie Rich
Mhm.
and Sad Sack and Casper and Archie.
Casper's one I forgot about.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Mhm.
Hot Stuff. Little Wendy.
Yep, remember Little Wendy? Mm-hmm.
All of those guys. Beetle Bailey.
Oh, yep, forgot about Beetle Bailey.
Dude.
Wow, that's awesome.
They were great.
Mhm.
And when I would come back, the guy that she got these from, it was like an old, like magazine shop. This guy had a box of comics and he'd do a 2-for-1 trade.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the comics were like a dime or something. And they were not in good condition. These were not mint condition. These are the
Yeah.
kinds you would fold up and read.
Yeah.
Like put the cover behind the back.
Mhm.
And then I can remember the first day I went in and I found that he had actual Batman comics. I was like, well, damn, I gotta try this. So that's how I started. And then I remember it being funny. My mom, that's where I started becoming a collector. She goes, well, don't you want to trade those in? I was like, no, I'm keeping these. We need to get a new haul. I have a collection now, Ma. And my mom, I got the collector bug from her, so she was all like, okay. I love you, Mom.
That's awesome. So your favorite one of that entire huge
I'd
group?
say Richie Rich.
Mhm.
I had
always thought-
Richie Rich as a kid.
Even though I don't know why I always loved that thought. You could be this millionaire kid. Whatever you want to do, you can do it.
No limitations.
Yeah. I mean,
All
he
the
would
money.
like pay kids to come over and play baseball with him.
Oh, dude, he'd have like robot maids and Cadbury the butler who was also,
Cadbury.
dude, he was like Cadbury was like James Bond undercover.
Yeah.
It's like, no, your dad is a multi-billionaire. I'm the baddest dude in the world to keep you in safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did we say we were going to try to talk action comics?
Action comics. And this was tough.
Not action comics.
Not the actual the
Not
brand.
Superman.
Yeah.
Who did you think?
I mean, again, this is where I put the Turtles.
Yeah, Turtles would be good.
I mean, because everyone they're fighting Shredder and and the foot soldiers and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, love it.
Love that, and I
Bebop
especially
and
love
Rocksteady.
the old stuff. I loved the best. The original, like when you could tell it was adult.
Yeah.
You know, I loved that. I was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's completely insane. Let me read this.
You put all this awesomeness in one title.
Oh, dude. And you remember after that, they had radioactive hamsters
Yep.
and motorcycle mice, whatever, from Mars. I was like, okay, what the heck?
Because I remember I saw I don't know if it was a documentary or something. They were trying to figure out originally. It's like, what can we put in this? They didn't know what animal or something to put in it, and somehow they said the turtles. It kind of rolls off the tongue. The title of it, I think, something like that is how they kind of come up with it.
They started with the title and then worked backward.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you would do if like you were hanging with your buddies and like just chilling over dinner
Yeah.
or on a podcast. Let's make up something.
Yeah, and they were talking to was it Kevin Eastman?
Yeah.
And
Laird.
Yeah, and it was on Comic Book Man, and they showed those guys the originals. I was like, oh.
That's cool, right?
They have it in like a laminate, so you can't get into that. They said you could basically shoot a gun at it, and it's going to be fine still.
How about that?
I think
That's too cool.
That is awesome.
No, I think if I had an action book, because most of my stuff, if not all of it, is sci-fi superhero.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like stuff like Danger Girl.
See, I don't know this one.
Danger Girl was cool. I love J. Scott Campbell's art. The women are all beautiful, but the stories were really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a little comic booky. There was some breaking of the fourth wall, you know, where they talk to you outside of the book. But it was like espionage and James Bondish, and I guess Charlie's Angels would be the closest.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be mine. And
So-
and I wasn't super into it, but I mean, you know, I'm struggling really to pick an action title.
So I mean, I wrote that down so I can check that out.
Yeah, Danger Girl you would love. But all right. For superhero, it's such a broad topic. Let's go Marvel, DC, and Independent.
You want to do indies?
Yeah, let's do indies because you just
Yeah.
pick a book instead of like all the characters
Yeah.
out of them and stuff.
Yeah.
Favorite DC book?
Well, I mean, just the title, right?
Yeah.
Not I was like not individual.
No.
Of course
Right,
I'm going
just the
Of
title.
course I'm going Batman.
Dude,
on
I
DC.
couldn't agree more with you. That's my favorite.
I mean, Superman is like the close second,
Yep, ditto.
and then
And then Justice League, I think,
well, yeah, because that includes everybody.
because they're all in there,
Mhm.
which I loved as a kid.
Now, if you're going female, I can't think of any female in Marvel that I would even compare to Wonder Woman. I mean, it's like Wonder Woman, and then you have other female characters.
What, in Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, in DC as well. I mean, it's like Wonder Woman is the female character.
She's the female, which I loved how people reacted to her in the movie.
Mhm.
There was people cheering when
Yeah.
she came in and started just acting so savage.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's cool.
Mhm.
That is cool.
She was the character I was worried about in that movie. She come out like a champ.
Oh, she was like the Hulk kind of surprise, steal
Mhm.
the show.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, Marvel. This is so much tougher for me.
For me, it's not.
Really?
Yeah, Spider-Man. Because
Yeah.
growing up in the Spider-Man comics, that was my. I mean, I can't say it was easy because second was gonna be Cap.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, that's the two I read all the time way back in the day.
God, there's so many. I honestly, I hate doing these kind of lists like this now because I feel guilty. Like the time I spent with the Fantastic Four, they're gonna look at me like, really, dude?
You turned your back on them.
You let us down? Because they're up there. Cap was up there. My top ones are gonna have to be Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
and the X-Men.
Yeah.
The X-Men.
So I think Josh would go straight up for X-Men.
Oh yeah, yeah. But there's too many things like my heroes. I love heroes that don't quit. That's my favorite thing about a hero.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Superman, as good as he is, he's a symbol of strength.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to. He won't be faced with quitting often. There's
Yeah.
going to be hard to put him in a situation where he could quit.
Doomsday.
Yeah, yeah,
And he fought literally to the death.
to the death.
Mhm.
Which that made you love him, right? It's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not quitting, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Mhm.
Well, I'll kill you before, but even if I die, you're gonna die,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the definition of a fighter.
And it's funny because I've told you this before. There's a guy that delivers to my brother's convenience store. And I told him that Superman died once. He's like, that didn't happen. That's not true. I even showed him the comic book cover and everything. He's like, that's no one can kill Superman.
Oh, idiot!
I was like, one person.
But you know what? I'm going to have to take and say I love his unflinching resolve. He goes, nope, that's blasphemy. Somebody took Dan Slott with Spider-Man. Can't do it. All right, independent. What's your favorite independent book?
I've got Spawn.
Spawn's great.
I mean, if I go current, I mean, I love me some Super Zero.
Yeah.
But, Spawn is just such a classic.
Spawn is good, especially that first thing before it got really, because that thing is so canon heavy, just layers upon layers of continuity. There's a billion things in there, but
'Cause I know
those first runs were really good.
Yeah, when I remember we got them when #1 come out. So the first probably 50 of maybe not quite 50, probably about 30 of them that I had them on, read them all.
Gosh, the Independence I love. I will admit though that I have not read huge parts of all their series. I'll read it for a couple of issues, dig it, and then jump ship.
Yep.
Spawn I loved. God, I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time thinking of one.
You love Huck.
Huck was good.
Up until 4.
I'll tell you one thing I really love. There's this, I'm trying to think, his name is Josh.
President.
I can't remember his last name. He took and put together a bunch of real short collected stories in a graphic novel. And all they had to do is kind of like what I did at the Heroes Con with the artwork. The theme was Sasquatch. And he had a bunch of little collected comic stories in this graphic novel. And some of them were like 5 pages and some of them were like 10, something like that. That's one of my favorite independent things that I own.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I cannot believe I can't remember his name, like Josh Wilding or something like that. I love it because I've read that thing through and through, and there's something about that thing. I love Sasquatch growing up. Bigfoot and Wild Boy, Chewbacca, In Search of.
The Abominable Snowman. Oh, In Search of. Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude.
Every week.
Every
I was
week.
Glued to the television for that.
I was so.
UFOs
I loved it.
and.
Oh, dude, the Loch Ness Monster, the Abominable Snowman.
Wait, what was it? There was one up near where you lived. What was it?
Champ.
Champ.
Champ is huge for me.
Lake Champlain.
Yep. Because my mom does this thing like with all the cousins every year. It's called Champ Camp.
Yep.
And I drew a logo up using the Champ monster.
That's awesome.
And we've got T-shirts and all of that. In fact,
I remember seeing some pictures on Facebook with you guys doing that. I was like, that is so cool.
You know what? I have not made up a new T-shirt for them in a while because what we did was we got the logo, but we didn't take it any further. I might get Dave or Emily to take and do me up some artwork.
There you go.
So, yeah, that was my favorite. What about you? What did you say for your independent one? Spawn?
Spawn.
Gotcha.
But, I was just thinking about one, and I must say I haven't read hardly any of them.
What?
Was The Walking Dead.
Dude, it's so funny. If you read it, the first issue is almost like bare bones to where it's not that good.
Really?
But if you keep going, it's really, really good. I didn't know anything about that new character, Jesus.
Yeah.
And I found out what part of the run he was in, and I could not. Normally, I hate spoilers. And I was like, no, I want to watch the show. That's what I want to stay true to, not the comics. But I couldn't help it. There was a couple of parts in there that were some of the coolest things I'd ever read. I was like, that's really indicative of how you'd want that guy to come across.
Yeah.
He's a ninja.
That's awesome.
So.
He's a ninja.
All right, now.
There was another one I thought about, and I can't remember what it was, but that's okay.
Do you want to go into, because tunes, let's make it real quick. I don't want to drag the tunes out, because sometimes that can get drug out. Your favorite kid tune, funny tune.
Funny tunes such as
Scooby-Doo, Laff-a-lympics.
Oh, okay.
Cartoon.
Okay. Did you want to do the villains on the comics or no?
Let's save that because that's a strong enough thing for a whole podcast.
Like growing up, man, I love some Scooby-Doo until they brought Scrappy in.
Yeah, they kind of jumped the shark.
Laff-a-lympics. I can watch that now and still crack up laughing. I mean, I love that.
Mine as the kid, I love Bugs Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Woody Woodpecker.
Instigator.
Dude, I love
I've based my life off of him.
You are Woody Woodpecker. Not as agile. Dude, that's pretty good, dude.
Loved him back in the day. Oh, my goodness.
You know what I love? I love the older ones, like from the 50s, where you could tell the art, it was just classic. It was full. It wasn't like, what would you call it? Assembly line looking.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, we've got this, and you can just stock footage everything. Yeah, I love that old style.
I love the, what was the one? The Marriage of Figaro?
Figaro.
Where Bugs Bunny was rubbing on, Elmer
Bum, bum, bum,
Fudd's
bum,
head.
bum. Bum, 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 bum,
And
bum.
I love that.
Dude, that's
I love the Abominable
amazing.
Snowman on there.
Oh, I love that.
I would love him and call him George.
Yeah, pet him and call his name George.
And then you had the one that had the, what was it?
Killed the rabbit.
Oh, get that funny little bunny wabbit. But he,
Awesome.
what was the one that had the dog? And it seemed like to me, was it Wile E. Coyote?
It was, but it wasn't. I don't think they.
Were that the one where when they checked?
They would punch the clock.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, after they've been trying to kill each other, like, see you later, Sam.
See you later.
Okay, Ralph.
I love that.
That was great. It was the exact drawing of Wile E., but I think it was Sam and Ralph. I think he was playing a role, kind of. All right.
Love that stuff.
What would you say for your favorite superhero cartoon?
See, if you ask me now, it was The Adventures of Batman, or the Batman the Animated Series. It was.
Yeah.
Called. I love that mainly because.
What about when you were a kid?
I loved. Let's see. The Justice League.
Super Friends.
Super Friend, yes.
Yeah.
Even though we watch it now,
It's painful.
It hurts. It really does. And now back to the whole. You know what? Another one I love. But would you call Godzilla?
Oh, absolutely.
Remember Godzilla and Godzuki?
Godzuki, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever remember watching Godzilla growing up? Like, because some days on those Saturday afternoons, they would do that instead of Kung Fu Theater. It'd be like a Godzilla movie or a Tarzan movie. How cool were those days, dude?
You watch. It's another thing. You watch them now. It's like that was horrible. You watch it back then. It's like this thing is the greatest thing.
It's so horrible now that it's gold, Jerry. It is awesome. No, I loved Godzuki because they had that back in the old day. Do you remember Godzuki in the?
I do remember Godzuki back in the old movies. Yeah.
Yeah, in the live action.
Yes, live action. Yes, not movie. Remember Mothra. Mechagodzilla. You know, you can go like to like Ollie's or someone and find like the old movies.
Oh, totally.
Like $1 or something.
I can't bring myself to purchase them though.
If they wear a mask, so no one know who you are.
If they came on TV, I'd flip over it. But isn't it funny? I don't have a DVD player upstairs. I stream everything.
Yeah.
I stream it all.
Yeah. I mean, I stream most stuff, but I do it through my Xbox. So you know, if I Blu-ray or something, stick it right on in there.
Well, I got an Xbox in one room. The 360, that's on the family room where the kids play, not where I watch TV. My thing. I get the playroom, I guess we call it. But the new one's upstairs in his room. It's like I don't want to have to share the main TV with them playing videos.
Yeah.
All right,
but both of those are in my living room because single guy.
Single guy. I'd have to say, as a kid, mine was going to be the Super Friends. I mean, I lived for that.
Spidey and His Amazing Friends.
That was great.
And Iceman and Firestorm.
Yep. Lone Ranger, Batman, Tarzan Hour. Love that.
I do not remember that.
Go on Kiss Cartoon and watch it.
Was it? Yeah, okay. I do remember Tarzan the cartoon. I think we talked about that one time before. No?
Yeah, just like recently we talked about it.
And Lone Ranger, I don't remember him as a cartoon.
They're all from, I think Filmation was who did it, and I'm not positive. I think Warner Brothers might have had like a division like Filmation or something, but watch it. And I love Dungeons and Dragons, where those kids went into a carnival ride and all of a sudden they were all given a power.
Yep.
That was cool. The Ninja Turtles were cool.
Yep. So, yeah, if you go like
Thundar the Barbarian. You still got to watch
No,
that.
I did watch some of that.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
That's cool,
Yeah.
right? Oh, man. Thundar.
Because it kind of reminded me, I was like, is this He-Man?
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
got a little bit of He-Man going on. Now, if you go with like the live action stuff,
Oh.
like for kids stuff, I love me some H.R. Puffin stuff.
Yes.
The Bugaloos.
Sigmund
The
the Sea
Bugaloos?
Monster.
Oh, yeah,
Sigmund the Sea
Sigmund.
Monster. Land of the
Bugaloos.
Lost. Oh, the
Oh.
Bugaloos, my
They're
kids
there
love.
and everywhere,
Dude.
flying loose. My brother's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, dude, it was awesome.
I tell you, that girl was cute as a button. On there.
Mhm.
Joy.
Yep.
Ah, dude, yeah.
A lot of people will bring out the Power Rangers as well.
That was
I never got into that
Never.
myself.
Never.
I think we're probably both a little old for that one.
Yeah, it came in too little, too late.
Mhm.
I tell you one thing I appreciate about that, the Power Rangers. I love the fact that they did it tongue in cheek, on purpose,
Mhm.
and they didn't make any apologies.
Now I read this.
It was horrible, and they knew
I
it.
did not know, but they had like the action stuff, and then they just got some clips from some Japan TV shows, and that was like some of the characters in it.
From what I heard, it was backwards.
Mhm.
The fight stuff and all of that was already done in Japan as, the Power Rangers
Okay.
or whatever. And they hired actors to kind of film scripts based where we would understand it in our
okay.
culture.
See, I had it twisted as usual.
And I'll tell you, speaking of that, I'll have to put as far as cartoons, Battle of the Planets, to this day, was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I knew the Super Friends weren't going to cut it anymore. I was like, no, this is way cool. This is Japan's X-Men.
See, I was trying to think of more Marvel stuff, but like after Spider-Man and Super Friends, I'm like, I'm kind of lost on them.
And I got to the place where when I was older is when they came out with the X-Men and Wolverine and
Well,
all
that was really, really good. Did you still didn't watch any of it? Yeah,
I didn't dig it because my stuff was a real serious take on X-Men and making them kid friendly. I was just like, dude, this is silly. I'm not watching this.
Okay, they just made an honest trailers of it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it just
Silly.
come out. It come out yesterday, day before yesterday, and I want to send it to Josh because it's cool. He's gonna hate everything.
Oh, dude. I'll tell you one thing that I was really, really. I didn't say anything to anybody, but I was so curious about what voice actor they would choose, because until then I had read the comic. I did the same thing with Richie Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Richie Rich, I would sit there and always wonder what his voice would sound like, so that when I was reading it, I had to have that voice to go from.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had the voice picked out, I was like, no, that ain't right.
Yep.
That ain't right. Same thing for Wolverine. Wolverine's was pretty good, though, for the cartoon.
See, and that's what I told you guys about Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Puddin'.
Yeah, it's like to me, it's like if you don't have that voice, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's not gonna have a pudding in there. I just have a feeling she's not.
No.
You know, they might throw one in just for
I almost think
give
they
it
would
all the
have
bone.
to, because you make such a big deal about it. That must be pretty deep in the
Oh,
fabric of the character.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you go by her origin, but I think they're going by New 52 and not by the
Oh,
old stuff.
Yeah, you're probably right. Now, when does that come out?
August, like first week in August, I believe.
Okay, isn't it funny? That's coming up quick, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next week, we've got X-Men
X-Men.
coming out.
Mhm.
You excited?
You know, the closer I get, the more excited I am.
I have purposefully tried to not be excited about this so that I could be pleasantly surprised.
Now, I'm not saying I'm excited because I think this will be great by any stretch of the imagination.
Dude, I think it's supposed to be okay.
Mhm.
I don't think it's supposed to be Captain America good.
Oh, I can't imagine it being close.
I'll tell you what, the best thing they ever did was not Days of Future Past. I love First Class best because I expected that to just stink.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Turtles coming out too, which I'll watch, even though I just don't think it's gonna be any good because I thought the last
I
one was
think it's
terrible.
going to be horrible. I'll bet you, how much you want to bet what that Rotten Tomato score will be? I'll bet you it'll be under 20.
What's the lowest? They've had zeros, haven't they?
I think the Fantastic Four is the lowest I've heard,
Mhm.
but that was like 6%.
Because I was thinking around 10 to 15. Even though I don't pay any attention to Rotten Tomatoes.
And it stinks because Stephen Amell I love, and I
Mhm.
do love the Turtles,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't mind them doing like the different looks to them. You know, tall, skinny, shorter, bigger.
Did you see the superhero beatdown with that
No.
Casey Jones?
No.
Okay, well, there's a guy, John Morrison. He used to be in the WWE,
And he was playing
Dude,
Casey Jones.
I
in
thought
it?
he was amazing at it.
Dude.
And some people probably think he's terrible at it, but I thought he was really, really good.
Hey, that ought to be another thing that we kind of do a breakdown on. How about doing a breakdown on fan films, like Batman, Dead End, that kind of stuff?
Still one of the best things I've seen. I love that.
And I want to talk one time about the paranormal, about Sasquatch and UFOs. Dude, yeah, we got to get into.
You're a believer?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and Peace is going to be the whole time quiet because I don't think he
Josh, you shall believe.
Yes. It's out there.
It's out there. It's real.
Just watch
My
the
son doesn't
X-Files.
believe. He thinks I'm, completely retarded. He goes, no, Dad.
Connor, you're wrong. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Dad, right?
In this instance, you're wrong, buddy.
Dude. Hey, thanks a lot, man, for having me. This was a great episode. I missed Peasy, though. I hope you guys having a great vacation.
Yeah, he better be. No, this was fun because this is something that, to be honest with you, you come out just really quick. But man, I thought we had a lot of good stuff in here.
Dude, I think there's a lot of good stuff. Send us some comments
Yeah.
about what your versions of all of these questions were.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that we probably just totally blanked on. So give us a lot of comments because I know there's a ton of stuff. But man, next week, X-Men, we're doing a review of that.
X-Men!
I'm excited about that, kinda.
And hey, it's Memorial Day.
Yeah,
Make sure
Memorial Day.
that you understand.
It's not just a day off.
Or a barbecue.
Yeah.
Send some thanks out and some love
Yep.
to our people who serve.
Yep. They're all over the world right now protecting our freedom to be able to do podcasts, to have that barbecue out. So,
Dude, and you know what? Because I served in the military. I was 6 years infantry. But one of the things that I'm real big on, too, is that it's not just military. I think the people who are everyday heroes that are local, too, that put it on the line, like cops and firefighters and these kind of guys, send them some love. Yeah. We need to be appreciative of all these
and
people.
let's not forget the families as well.
Oh, dude.
Because, I mean,
They're sacrificing.
Yeah, every day, their loved ones is somewhere else, not, for months, maybe years at a time. So,
Love it. Love it. Thank you, guys. If you're out there and serving, thank you.
thank you very much.
There are people who do not hate the police
Yes.
and appreciate people who run into burning buildings, not
Yeah.
just out.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for all my friends that I served with, man, hope your guys' day is the best, and the people that we've lost, all our love and thoughts and prayers are with you and your family.
That's right.
With that said, we'll end up on a more up note. Have a great weekend, my friend. Enjoy the
Simply
X-Men.
Incredible weekend.
Simply incredible.
And you guys have an incredible day.
See ya!